Didn't come here to get bullied? What? Hello. Hello. It's another day. Doom exploded my audio, so I had to go download it from something else, and I'm gonna have to catch back up. So we're doing Nikke today instead. And also, hi. Hello. Hello. Hi. I'm sorry, Bear, that, the bun bot said, no, you can't be, Nikke friends. Is it being slow? Usually there's a lot more time. Yeah, it's just me. And cutting itself off. Alright. But how are you guys today? I was all over the place. I'm just tired, even though I kind of actually slept. But I guess I didn't have a restful sleep. So, there's that. Even though it's been weeks, I'm still like coughing my lungs out. Not lungs out, but I'm still coughing, and I don't like it. I don't like the fact that it's several weeks since I'm coughing. I had some upgrading to do. But I hope you guys had a good day. Mine was just really busy. And like, not a fun day, just busy. What's the game audio hitting in OBS? Like 20, but that's because it's all music. I have it so the music's just low. Because when it comes to the talking, it'll be really shrill and really, really loud. Besides, this is what I was like, yeah, the music for this event is extremely Animal Crossing-esque, so it's supposed to be like low and chill anyway.
This place is dull as dirt. Isn't there anything fun to do around here?
They did! They actually just reran the Neon Genesis collab. That was the last event. So I actually got to do the old event and the new event. It was quite nice. Did not like Asuka in part 1. Did not like her at all. Part 2, she was kind of like, there. Oh, and I actually read all their Bond stories, too. Hello! Hi! 10. Okay. I know that I know that these two are in there. I have Peter? I figure if I have enough time, I can go and read some Bond stories afterwards. What a thing to say about Best Girl? No, I'm just not a fan of Asuka. That's just me, though. You could have your wrong opinion. Neglect. I'm trying so much. Dude. Yeah, I hear this and I just think Animal Crossing. That's all I think. And I got my cat's new cat toy, so I'm just hearing them just tear up outside. They are just having all the zoomies, all the gotta goes. I like it. Oh, not this one. You want to live here? Nice. I don't know what the event is. All the events are like nice and then suddenly trauma or something. Except the Maid out one. I don't think the last Maid Valentine's Day one had trauma in it. I have... Okay, I'm on hard. Okay. I gotta make sure I have everything set up correctly. I was gonna read it in full tomorrow when it all naturally came out, so I just went ahead and bought everything. I was like, okay, I guess we're just gonna do this now. So how does this start? warm sunlight. A gently... Hello? Why is that there? Why is everything on fire? Stop it. Stop being on fire. I need you to stop. Okay, I think we're good. I think we're good now. Hello.
Goddess of victory.
I was joking when I said that Doom broke my computer. It wasn't supposed to break any of that stuff either. You know, all things considered, it's dusted, it's cleaned, it just got a full, like, purge. Like, it got a factory reset. So, it's, I don't know. I don't know, man. It just kind of, it was just like, it did that thing where it freezes and it's just hung up on a single note. So, like, my audio is coming through. Oh, no! Bear! Head bear! You should have put a space in it. Alright. So, I picked up my gain a little bit so you guys can hear me cough all the louder. And, let's go back to the pretty flowers. Alright. This is why I'm locked up? Yeah. If you want, it's because you also break things. We can only have one thing broken at a time. So warm sun. That's my phone. I guess I don't need that anymore until I crash again. Oh god, there was an ad. Good thing the ad's over. Okay. Warm sunlight. A gentle fluttering breeze. Flowers sprouting up and blossoming one by one, dotting the land with color. In the arc, spring has begun. And this is, to me, where my computer crashed. So, I was asking, like, if this is just the garden, or if they planted more flowers outside of, like, the garden area. Bringing along with it warm and dizzying array of emotions. For some, the overriding emotion is excitement. Hello, my lovely lupins. Is lupins? Oh, no, that's Rupee, that's why. Welcome to Rupee's magnificent shopaholic channel. Today, I'm here at the Cherry Blossom Park, but do any of you know why? I know, the Spring Festa. Did I get it right? The correct answer is to introduce the upcoming cherry blossom based festival, the Spring Festa. Woohoo! Did you guys see that? I never miss. Fine, I believe we got together today to work on our homework? Come on, relax. It's not even that much work. I can just copy it later. I'll be fine. So you're supposed to not do that. Besides, if you don't watch Rupee's show as it's happening, you can't watch it later. And she's just chowing down on something. The Spring Festa is one of the 10 most anticipated events in the Arc, and it's just around the corner. How do you feel? Aren't you excited? Super duper excited. I've already been losing sleep thinking about catching a glimpse of the cherry blossoms from the surface. Me too, by the way. Zwei, are you coming to the festival this year? I hadn't given it much thought. You're going, aren't you? Aren't you? I knew it! I knew you'd decide to come along. That's so bad. So bad. Let's see. We'll need to prepare a camera, a picnic mat, and I suppose it'll be fine to take one day off. What about you, Miss Privity? Would you like to come to the festival with us? Is she just always in her maid outfit? Like, all the time? Me? Yeah, didn't you hear? For this year's festival, cherry blossoms from the surface will be open to the public. If you stand underneath them and share a kiss with someone special, your love will last forever. Eternal love? That's right, isn't it positively heartwarming? So, as long as you share a kiss under the cherry blossoms, your love will be eternal. Are you alright, Miss Privity? You look like you're up to something. No, not up to anything. For others, spring brings a feeling of revitalization. It's spring! That means the Festival of Harmony will begin soon. No, wait, that's not it. It's called the Spring Festa now. It's been a while since the name changed, but it still doesn't quite stick in my brain. Yeah, why would you change it up? If everyone knew it by one thing, why would you change it up? No wonder Anise always says I'm behind the times. Then again, I am old at heart. What's in a name anyway? Festival of Harmony, Spring Festa. What does it matter? Which it is? What's important is that everyone has a good time. I hope this year's festival is a joyful one. For others still, it brings a sense of nostalgia. So she's got 4 birds? Why is one sad? This one over here is super sad. Why? That's so, no, it's not okay. How was my day? Same as always. I took care of the little ones in the arboretum. I don't know if it was an old lady, and if I was an old lady and became a Nikke, I don't think I'd choose such a kid body, assuming Litter had a choice. I don't think they have a choice. I don't think they have a choice in the matter. You hate Trina's design? I mean, you said that she's based off of a birch tree, so it kind of makes sense. But I feel like the sweater is weird. I feel like the sweater for a birch tree. I mean, I guess you always I always associate birch trees with winter. I think for me, it's her static pose that I don't like, but I also can see why. Because it's like a thing on the internet for armpits, and I don't think there's too many armpit Nikkes, so this is fitting into that niche. Just a thought, just processing thoughts without really calibrating them at all. That's just what I'm thinking. That's all. So, I took care of the little ones in the arboretum, and had tea with Flora and Leaf. Oh, I don't think we've seen Leaf. At least I haven't yet. That's pretty much it. Oh, I have been hearing a lot about the festival lately. Looks like spring really has arrived in the arc. I don't know what the S sound is. This festival, you know as well as I do that, the so-called everlasting Sakura is nothing but an illusion. Nature, at least real nature, does not exist in the arc. Okay, so that answers that question. So, I don't think I'll be going. It's okay. One day I swore an oath to protect this garden, and I've upheld that oath ever since. I also don't like white eyelashes. Like, in general, I don't like white eyelashes. I have no interest in illusionary facsimiles of nature. Right. When it's time for the sun to set, I begin to climb the hill. I don't know why, I just felt like it. It's a habit, I suppose. One day, as I was crumbling up an already crumpled piece of paper once more, and staring up at the sky, I was suddenly enveloped in shadow. What was your day like? My day was freaking busy. That was how I first met her. You look sad, so I decided to talk to you. I'm not bothering you, am I? At least at the time, I felt like she was. Oh no. I am, aren't I? I thought if I kept quiet, she'd stop bothering me and leave me alone. What are you holding on to? An ARC lottery ticket? Oh, this is way back. I see. But she didn't respond the way I expected. Your family is up there, aren't they? Instead, she placed a flower petal in my hand. If you let the wind carry this, it will eventually reach your family. Wouldn't they prefer a beautiful flower over a scrap piece of paper? The petal fluttered up and away from my hand, and the wind carried it up high. I stood there blankly for a while, watching it fly away as she sat next to me. I'm Rin. What's your name? For reasons I can't explain, even though I had never spoken since coming down the arc, on that day my lips parted for the first time. Trina. Okay. Eli and Uzaki's mom, the only two characters that pull that hairstyle off. Tell me, why did I bring a dead flower? I can see that. Trina? Trina? Yes? Are you ready? Oh, just a moment. It's just seeing these flowers brought me back for a moment. Is everyone ready? Why do we have a very depressed, sad bird? I'm just still upset over this. So she had a, braid, an ARC ticket way back then. So she, okay. Birds are happy. Not this guy right here. Not this one. The one of the ones on her head is extremely upset. He's very sad. He's like borderline Timmy sad. You have to kind of, I clicked. But like, he looks like he's just sniffling and it's so sad looking. Right. We're ready, Flora. There we go. Then, they would fly to where they are more happy. Birds are happy. I mean, she's holding two of them hostage. This one over, these two on this side look angry. You have only one that looks like it's, oh no, it's because he's sleeping. She's just abducting birds. That is now my new headcanon. They didn't want to be there. She just took them. All right. Are you all ready too? Okay. Lilac and Margaret are joining us and they're ready as well. Now then, shall we begin the tea party? Sounds good. I'm sorry, but I have a question. For us, what is it? Well, they're very angry birds. Flora places a teacup in front of Mana. Lilac worries that it might be rude to keep a guest waiting without serving them some refreshments. Margaret thinks so as well. Oh, that's right. She names her she's talking to her plants. So before we hear Aster's question, why don't we serve the drinks first? Would warm water be sufficient for you, Aster? Why are they calling her Aster? Or is that just now her nickname? And you, Trina, could I please have warm water as well? As for the little ones, who are just a range of emotions, they would prefer some cold water, please and thank you. Here we are. Now that we're properly prepared, we can commence our tea party. So, what was your question? It's, what am I doing at your tea party? Oh dear, what a question. We're not making you uncomfortable, are we? That makes me kind of sad. It's not that, but wonderful. So there isn't any problem? The birds are so talkative. It's like, okay, we got, this one's angry. This one's angry. This one's like patrolling angry though. So this one on her hand. The other one's sleeping. And then the other one's sad. And it's like, why do we have this mostly negative like emotions on these birds? I came here on business. I had an intention of being involved in a tea party. Or I did not have? Yeah, I had no intention. Mana, the Botanical Garden Squad holds regular tea parties. During these gatherings, we discuss all manner of matters with the plant growing in our greenhouse. However, as you know, Trina and I rarely leave the garden, so we often don't have much time to share with the little ones. Very true. Usually it's not a big deal since we have Leaf with us. But she's up on the surface right now, bringing in new little ones. Okay, so she's like, Leaf is this scavenger. So please, if it's not too much trouble, could you tell the children about what is going on in the outside world? That's kind of a big question to answer. Lilac and Margaret are curious as well. My little ones also want to know. I'm honestly pretty similar to you guys. I spend all my time on research in the lab. I don't have many stories to tell. Today's the first time I've made it out of the lab in a week. Oh. Well then, how about we listen to the radio? It's completely like, awkward silence. The only government-approved anti-aging injection in the Ark. Evergreen. Enjoy your youth for longer. They just keep playing the same ad over and over. If I'm not mistaken, the Sovereigns were the only ones who could receive Evergreen. After the first invasion, the Ark's production system wasn't yet fully established. Before the prices eventually stabilized, it was seen as a luxury item only Sovereigns could afford. Now, however, everyone has easy access to it, which is a good thing. Yeah, it's a relief. This is so random, but okay. For boomers for the radio. And we're back. Oh, it's Noise. Right now you're listening to Classic Diva, hosted by me, Noise. In part 2, we will be reading stories from our listeners and playing your song requests. Since the Spring Festa is right around the corner, we've gathered some romantic stories related to spring, guaranteed to make your hearts flutter. We'll be accepting story submissions all the way through the festival, so if you've got one, be sure to send it into the program. Before we read the stories, I'll give a brief introduction to the Spring Festa. This year's Festa is jam-packed with all sorts of special events. Since we've got Miscellaneous's very own Botanical Garden Squad on deck as hosts, not only will the cherry blossoms from the surface be open to the public, but the Ark's gardens will also be available for viewing. So you all can look forward to the... And then Flora turns off the radio. Yes, I know, Lilac. This is my first time hearing about this too. What's that, Margaret? How could they make this kind of decision without telling us? Unfortunately, this world is filled with people who don't consider the thoughts and feelings of others. Man. If you can make an average of their boob compliance and a normal size, I think Flora's is actually quite normal. That's just my opinion. Unless you're talking about Mana, who I don't really pay attention to, but I think Mana's pretty normal too. Trina is just... I look at someone like Trina and I just think back pain. That is how my brain works. I just go like, that must be extremely painful to deal with that. Like, I've only met one person who I know got like reduction surgery because back pain. All right. Who'd like to know? You'd like to know who? Well, I'm sorry. Allow me to apologize on their behalf. Yeah, these two are pretty normal to me. Trina is like outrageous in size. I was going to mention it earlier, but I originally came here to convey orders from Suin. Labilia issued orders for us? Yes. In the interest of upholding market shares, Miscellaneous has secured the rights to run this year's Spring Festa. Botanical Garden is to spare no expense in ensuring the festival's success. IKEA shelf? That is a hefty IKEA shelf. Including opening the gardens. If Suin is the one that arranged this deal, then why is the responsibility being thrust on us? Because it's a festival focused on flowers. Which makes you perfect for it. It's not like we'd be able to refuse anyway. Okay then, so for the Festa, no, we refuse. Trina, we mustn't open up the garden. We can't. You do realize the consequences of disobeying Suin's orders, don't you? It doesn't matter. What do you mean by that? This is what we can do. The domain, which we oversee, is divided into 3 sections. My garden, which is filled with flowers. Trina's arbiter. Oh god. Hang on. Is there a way to... There's like a arboretum? Is there a way to make that sound out in a certain way? Arboretum. Well, it's giving me places. So I just put sound. How to pronounce it? Arboretum. Okay. And an arboretum is a botanical collection composed exclusively of trees and shrubs. So she's the bush lady. Got it. Arboretum. Okay. So Trina's arboretum filled with trees. A burrito. Trees, shrubs, and burritos. And leaf specimen lab, which is filled with seeds. For the festival, we'll open up my section and my section only. Will it be acceptable? I'll report back to Sue and let you know. How about you, Trina? Are you okay with that? Yes, thank you, Flora. Good. Now then, Mana, is your work done here? Yes, but there's something personal I would like to speak with you about. With me? Rin's research lab will be cleared out soon, before the end of the festival. If you left anything important there, you should retrieve it before then. Unless you left everything there intentionally. Okay. A burrito with beans and sour cream and fresh milk? What? Do I have? Oh no, I don't have anything to drink. I don't have any water in here, which is probably why I'm coughing so much. Let me go grab that super duper quick. No breaking out. I'm here. Do you pour the milk in or drink it like a chaser? I mean, bears get gotten into cheesy dip and burritos, so maybe you can dip the burrito into the milk. Aww, next one. As the sun starts to set, I begin my habitual climb up the hill. I must have done it so regularly because of the view. The view of the Ark is beautiful from up here. One day, as I stood on the hill and looked down on the city, I felt a shadow come over me. Okay, I was like, did I click on the same? I did not. You make refried beans, not breens. I do add a little milk while cooking with the cheese. I don't think I've ever made my own burritos. Really, it's just beans and like you throw, not even beans. I think I've had there's breakfast burritos, which that wouldn't be too bad. That actually sounds really good right now. And then I think I've had like a rice burrito. And I know that makes like no sense, but instead of having beans or egg as filler, I had it as rice. And the ladies at the restaurant thought I was like really weird. All right. I felt a shadow come over me. That's how I first met him. I was wondering where you went. In case you forgot, residency registration is today. What are you doing out here? I know that this is the first time we've interacted properly, and I hate coming off as a nag, but let's try to be punctual, okay? So, are you worried about joining our squad? No? Then what are you doing up here looking so desperate? I realize that you've only done rear support work in the Ark, so the notion of going up on the surface must feel overwhelming. Learn from grandma, so it's legit. I mean, that's the best way. Is it, forgive me, is it abuela? Is that how you say that? I've learned to cook a few recipes and tried writing them down, but of course, they don't believe in measurements. So it's very guesstimated. But she's your Nana. Is it Nana or Nana? Because when I grew up, I had a Nana. And I think it was supposed to be Nana, I think. Who needs measurements? No, I mean, when I'm learning to make masa for the first time, I'd like to have some measurements so I don't mess it up. Because I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. So when the lady like goes and pulls out like, oh, this mug will do, and just starts scooping stuff, and I'm like, well, I know that mug is probably 8 ounces, which is a cup. Hopefully I can keep up. And then when it comes to cook, like, and of course, when you get into the rhythm of something, you can just eyeball it and just cook it without measuring. But I was like specifically being taught for the first time. And I'm like, how? Like, I can't replicate this. Luckily, there's one store in town that has pre-made masa. So if I ever feel, actually, I don't think I can. So I think I have to go get a pot for it. It's been a really long time since I've made them. Because I think I used a roommate's pot to make them and learn how to do it. But when I make tamales, I'll go to that store and hopefully they still have them because it's been a really long time since I tried it. But I'll go make tamales and stuff as like snacks. Yeah, I mean, if you're throwing stuff together, it should come out right? All right. So I need to go get like a tamale pot, but I also have nowhere to put it. So that's probably why I don't have one. Because right now my bread maker and all that stuff's just out in the open. So I have nowhere to put it. And so if I get a tamale pot, I have nowhere to even shelve that. Except maybe on top of my fridge because they're so tall. Because like those are tall, I think because of the corn husks, right? Oh man, I would have to figure out where to buy corn husks. Like I've moved out since then. I don't know where any of this is. I don't know where anything is anymore. All right. So you only became a Nikke towards the end of the second surface reclamation war. So you've never had the opportunity to head up to the surface. Okay, so she's not like super duper new. I'm not that good at cooking. I mean, I can cook with instructions. If you give me instructions, like I cook out of boxes really well and then we'll spiffy them up a little bit. Like for the longest time I get like macaroni and cheese and then like go get some mixed veggies and just throw that in there. And like, so of course a couple spices. I saw a meme that I like related to so much where it was like every American's like base spices is like salt, pepper, garlic powder, and onion powder. And I felt so like seen because I just shove garlic and onion, well, mostly garlic powder into like everything. Onion powder I usually reserve for like beef dishes. I don't use a lot of salt though. I need to. Salt and pepper is just not something I usually grab for, so I have like a crap ton in my house. I need to make sure that it's not expired. Not that it really expires, but make sure it's not like super, no, nothing should be expired. Because when I moved here, I think I bought all new stuff, so it should be good. So I remember seeing like something about people like having expired like parsley that had gone bad like 10 years ago and we're still using it. The only dude in the game has no face. No. We have Anderson. Anderson shows his face and more. His hands are hidden. All right. So you only became a Nikke at the end of the second reclamation war, so you've never had the opportunity to head up to the surface. Don't look so surprised. I'm your commander after all. You look so like whatever for being a commander. I guess they were pretty willy-nilly at the beginning. I should know a bit about your background. Now then, why don't we hang out here together? Mind if I stand beside you, my inexperienced friend? You're not inexperienced, you say? Well, I'm certainly spent more time on the surface than you. As he chuckled softly, he stood beside me. I'm Josh Hummett. That's way too much information for the story. Okay. What's your name? Oh, it's Leader. You can call me Leader. Okay. So we're just getting into everybody? Anderson's probably gay. That doesn't count in context. No, don't tell me he's gay. No. He's the only eye candy that I have. Also, hello, hi. For some reason, my highs are not working. They're not working on command like they should. Dude.
Hi.
Except when I make them. So I don't know. I don't know what their deal is. Oh, wait. I think I Well, that one works. Good, good, good. I was like, hang on. I was like, wait, I didn't click that by accident, did I? Did you just surround but and never tries to score any of them? Because he thinks they're robots. That's why. He's your eye candy? No. A credit for your thoughts. Leader? Oh, hey, Senti. I've been thinking a lot about the past lately. Maybe because it's springtime. Anyway, don't worry about it. It's not that important. Are you done preparing for vacation? Yeah. I know it took a while, but I'm still not, sure if I'm happy with my outfit. I think it's cute. No, it looks great. I suppose you're just being nice. But even so, thank you for helping me pick out this outfit. Please consider how much you've done for me. Considering how much you've done for me, it's the least I can do. In fact, correct me if I'm mistaken, but is this your first vacation? Is it? I guess I've never taken a break since joining Mighty Tools. Since it's your first vacation, what do you plan on doing? I don't really have any plans. I have plenty of time, so I'm gonna mull it over. That's so. Well, I hope you have a great time. Yes, yes, I hope you have a great time as well, Volt. Leader pulls out an old pocket watch and checks the time. If I don't want to disrupt business, I should head out soon. Senti, while I'm away, don't forget to keep providing our customers with the best service around. Of course! Don't worry about a thing. We're getting a new shipment of materials and equipment tomorrow, so make sure to give everything a proper once-over. If I had robots like that, I'd try, trust me. Well, apparently they're super heavy, so they would crush you if they decided to be on top. So I guess you'd have to just work around that. Yeah, we don't do that in our house. I agree. If they could be 500 years old, but if they look like they're, you know, not of the age, then no, that's a no-go. I don't care how old they are. Death by snoo snoo is acceptable? Oh no. Wasn't that because, I haven't watched the episode. Isn't that because of just how strong the ladies were? Or how big they were? Not necessarily, like, heavy? Because if I recall correctly, the dudes had, like, broken pelvises or something like that. I will double and triple check everything. And also, before accepting anything on credit, make sure to confirm the payment deadline first. Don't let people pay without asking any questions like last time. Oh, and another thing. Leader! Yes? You don't have time for this. Your vacation is getting shorter by the minute. Don't worry about me and get a move on. Start resting already. Oh, okay. I meant to only mention one thing, but I guess I ended up going on for a while. It's okay, I understand. You're only looking out for me. Don't worry, I paid close attention to every single word you said. You said a new request came in, right? Yeah? From Ryan. You know the spring festa that's being held soon? Miss Liz is in charge of the festival preparations, and she asked us to build some facilities to use for the festival. As soon as you leave, we're going to start with the construction. With the muscles and size. Probably both. I can see that. This is the first time you've been responsible for a task of this multitude. That's right! Before this, I've always worked together with you. So, I'm both a little worried and excited. I promise, I'll do my best to uphold this sterling reputation of Mighty Tools that you've spent your whole life building. Are you sure you'll be fine without me? Because, like, yeah, it does make me wonder. I don't think they have a choice in their size. I wonder if, like, maybe she became a Nikke as a child, and so that's what body they gave her, and then they never upgraded her? Like, that's kind of how I've been wondering how this works. Which makes it really sad, too. Like yes, I died as a 10-year-old. I'm now forever in the body of a 10-year-old. It reminds me of, oh, it's been so long. Interview with a Vampire. I think her name's Claudette. Where, like, in the book, she gets really upset. I think it's in the movie, too. Where she's upset that she's forever stuck in the body of a child because she can't, like, do anything. She can't like be an adult. She's just forever a child. And I'm like, that would just suck. All right, quick drinky, drink break. I need to replace my sports bottle. All right. So, are you sure that you'll be fine without me? If you're really worried, I can push back my vacation. Leader, if anyone here is worrying too much, it's you. Relax. Everything will be fine. All I want you to do is kick back, relax, and get ready to congratulate me on getting a chance to shine on my own. All right, you, Volt, and I can celebrate when I get back. We can have a nice party. Sounds good. Looking forward to it. The Spring Festa, huh? Once the festival starts, there will be crowds of people in most places. Maybe I should visit early and take a peaceful walk along the cherry path. Well, I'll be off. Take care. And then let's go. I thought she was gonna leave Volt. Alright, finally, I have some long-awaited time off. For the moment, I'm ruminating. What should I do? Play some of the video games that are in the library, binge a show where I can turn my brain off. If not that, then actually, even if I spend all day racking my brain deciding what to do, I'll be doing it while laying down in bed. In fact, that in of itself isn't a bad holiday. Good thing I woke up early in the morning and hung a note on my door. Nobody reads. If there's anything I've learned from the recent past, it's that Nikkes have a proclivity for banging into my room at all hours. Just as I'm starting to relax, someone will barge in and get me involved in this or that, so I had to do something about it. So today, I got up extra early and put a note on my door saying that no one is here. As a result, no one has come to disturb me yet. After all, when you've got time off, you should have a chance to kick back and relax. Hi, Flora. Hi. You seem a little startled. Is something wrong? Did you not see the note on my door? Note? Do you mean this? Flora hands me a piece of paper. I'm not in at the moment, so please come back later. Strange, isn't it? Here you are in the commander's room. Yeah, there's a note saying that you're elsewhere. Someone may be impersonating you as a prank. I'll have to track down the culprit. You don't have to go through all that. If you say so. Anyway, what is it this time? Is it Suin again? Suin certainly does keep us on our toes with her unpredictable behavior, but I'm actually here for a different reason this time. Fleur proceeds to explain everything that's happened. At one point, she wanted to shut down the garden, and now she wants to open it up to the public? It must be a real headache dealing with her. Indeed, it can be, but her wanting to open up the garden also means that she's finally acknowledged us in some fashion. Is her arms, like, attractive? It's a cute dress. It's a cute outfit. I'm like looking at my own arms. I'm like, do people find arms specifically attractive? Something's off. Maybe just because of how bare bones it is. But there's not a whole bunch on the upper half. It's pretty empty. So, in that sense, I consider it fortunate. So, what is it that you need for me to do? Should I help with the festival preparations? Oh, that's not why I came here. The festival preparations are going smoothly. Having Happy Zoo help us out the last time the garden opened worked out nicely, and they're kindly offered to lend us a hand again. However, what is it? I'm worried about Trina. Blossom, how much do you know about Trina? Trina of the Botanical Garden Squad. She tends to the trees at the, oh god, arboretum? Arboretum. It's the booba. So strong is her desire to be one with nature, she often ends up removing her clothes. Okay. Where's Trina right now? At this point, she's probably tending to the trees along the cherry blossom path. The place is crowded with people. Indeed it is. I'm not sure if you're aware, but Trina takes off her clothes whenever she feels confirmed by this? Confined by them. This isn't an issue when she's inside the garden, but it's a different story when she's outside. I usually follow her around and make sure she doesn't do anything too scandalous, but I'm too busy preparing for the festival now and don't have time to keep an eye on her. Would you be able to look after her in my place? So I just gotta go around picking up clothes? An excellent solution of feeling confined. Just remove all your clothes. Freedom! Fair, you're in the basement. That's why you feel confined. That's why. That's why you're confined. All right, for some reason, it feels like something is going to happen during the Spring Festa. Actually, scratch that. Something always happens whenever I'm supposed to be on holiday. I'm not in at the moment, so please come back later. I crumbled up the note and get up off of my seat. I should, suppose I should get going. Flora said she's at the cherry blossom path. Boss, I've got a favor to ask you. Now may not be a good time. Oh, really? I've got to head towards the cherry blossom path. Did I hear you right? I'm so touched, boss. What? I didn't even tell you what it was I wanted, and you guessed it straight away. All that time working with you is worth it. We've gotten to the level where words aren't even needed to understand each other. In that case, I'll leave everything to you. I'll see you later. What? Wait. What is it? What's this favor you keep asking about? I was going to ask you to keep a watch over Leader. Leader? Yeah, she's supposed to be on vacation now, but she's going around making things for people instead. I've never known her to take a moment's rest in her life. No matter what the circumstances are, she's always on the clock. So it's not exactly surprising that she's working during her vacation time. In many ways, I do find it remarkable, but even so, a vacation is a vacation for a reason. When it's time to rest, you ought to do just that. So I wanted you to teach Leader how to kick back. You want me to teach her how to relax? I can't get relaxation because everyone bothers me. That's the whole point. That's right. She should be taking a walk among the cherry blossoms. She said she wanted to see them before festival crowds arrived. Okay, I was just gonna go there anyway. I'll meet up with her. Thank you. Oh, and there's something else I have to tell you. What? I'm gonna be taking on my first solo assignment. I'll be constructing all the facilities for the Spring Festa. I'm gonna do my best to uphold Mighty Tool's reputation, so be sure to come to the festival to see my handiwork. I'll be rooting for you. Abs need to support the hips. I mean, she is. They're there, I guess. All right, I better get going. Just as Senti is about to leave, she abruptly snatches the crumpled note from my hand. Trash goes into the trash bin. Maintaining a clean work environment is something I learned from Leader. She proceeds to toss the note in the trash for me. Soon after the cherry blossom path. Fortunately, there aren't any people around. Instead, upon my arrival, I'm greeted by two figures. I feel like I'm suffocating. Trina's twisting and fidgeting in discomfort. Don't be absurd! And Leader is standing in front of Trina and scolding her. Have them just watch each other. Just there. They can be each other's stuff. You can go on vacation. Everybody wins. That day, the petals I let fly from the hill led me to the research lab. Working at the lab with Renee, the days passed quickly. Without saying who was first, we would both climb the hill together, and we looked up at the sky. By the time the sun set, Renee would ask, how was your day today? The days passed one after another, and before we knew it, 5 years had passed. One day we sat on the hill as always, watching the sun go down. How was your day today? Nothing special, another ordinary day. How about you, Renee? Me? Same as usual, conducting some research in the lab. taking care of the little ones. In other words, a very special day. By the way, speaking of the lab, have you ever considered officially joining Botanical Garden? You could take your plant research to the next level there. I could take you on as my pupil. That's okay, thanks. What do you mean? I just don't know what the point would be. It's like researching plants will help with reclaiming the surface. Not that I'm saying that what you're doing is a bad thing. I know what you mean. No point. To mark the arrival of spring, I was thinking of holding a festival called the Festival of Harmony. I want to exhibit flowers in remembrance of those who couldn't make it to the Ark during the first invasion. It's not too much of an imposition. Would you be willing to help me with the preparations? I never thought I'd be asked to help with another festival. I've helped with a spring festa before. In fact, this will be the third time I've lent a hand for a festival. Are you cheering me on? Thanks! But you don't have to do that. Flora put me in charge of managing the flower blossom's path. There isn't much to it, considering the trees don't require much intervention. They'll never wither. And with a bright smile, Trina's gaze drifts toward the towering cherry blossom tree in the distance. The tree stands atop a hill, its lush blossoms painting the sky pink. So suffocating. Faced with such breathtaking beauty, Trina collapses to the ground. Can't breathe. Her breathing grows ragged and she keeps repeating the same sentence over and over. Can't breathe, can't breathe. At some point, can't breathe. And, too fast. In a desperate attempt to break free from the illusion she created for herself. I wish I could tab twice, like, close it. In order to get closer to nature, Trina begins to tear off her clothes. At the same time, what in the world are you doing? Does lead her. How is it PTSD? What is actually going, you know, so she's just doing research and then like doing tree things. All right, we have a naked Nikke. The moment I joined the new squad, I was thrown headlong into intensive training. By the time it was over, my body felt like it was falling apart at the seams. Oh, the music is nice. It's straight up Animal Crossing music to me. Nevertheless, I continued to climb up the hill as I gazed down on the city. I heard Josh's voice. What are you doing over here? It's almost dinner time. We've got to make sure to be on time, all right? Before I knew it, there was only 1 week left until deployment. That day as well, I was up on the hill looking down at the city. I knew I'd find you here. You came here in an awful hurry. That's pretty rich coming from someone who's always running late. We've been having one final get together before heading up to the surface, don't you remember? Everyone kept asking me to come get you. How many times are you gonna make me beg you to be on time? Come on. Pretend to humor this pitiful commander's request, will you? At least let me keep my dignity in front of the other squad members. So, do you still have concerns about going up to the surface? Just never worried. Nice try. I've seen you praying up here every day. Don't worry too much. Nothing will happen. We'll all come back safely. And when we do, we'll celebrate your first deployment on the surface. Right, I'm sure we will. Alright, I suppose we can skip training for 1 day tomorrow. What do you talk about? Have you heard about the Festival of Harmony by chance? It starts tomorrow. Alright. So if you're up for it, how about we all go? The entire squad. They'd rerun Leader's outfit. She looks adorable. It is very cute. I don't know when this outfit's from, though. Was that really 15 years ago? Oh, right. Sorry for stopping in the middle of our work. Let's continue. I'm tired. All I did was make a few things on the way here, and I'm already pooped. I'm not as young as I once was. So is she like... How old is she? I gotta let Senti take over soon. I hope she's doing alright without me. You're right. I'll stop worrying. I should focus on where we should be holding the party for. It's important to celebrate your big debut. As leader mutters caustically to herself, she catches sight of a massive cherry tree in the distance. With the everlasting sakura, the tree stands atop a hill, its lush blossoms painting the sky pink. Stand before such rapturous beauty, leader is rendered speechless. So, like, yeah, when is this outfit from? Leader outfit. Is timeless like the event? Oh, I'm seeing it from like last year. Aww. They are rerunning stuff, so. Uh, 1800s, but the rerun rate, yeah, that's what I'm saying. They it's not even a rerun. They just like let you purchase it. All right. So standing before, leader is rendered speechless. It's magnificent. That's speaking. That's not meaning you're speechless. At that moment, she spots a strange figure. Hold on, is that underneath the cherry tree something that shouldn't be there is dangling from the branches? What in the world are you doing? Oh, is she just like naked hanging from the tree? Oh no. She's a shawl, then thus she's a granny. Shawls are just cozy when I don't want to have a jacket, but I also like need something that's small enough to like shove into like a bag super quick because again, jackets are usually pretty big and cumbersome. Like shawls are great. Leader fills me in on what happened back on the cherry blossom path. As I was taking a walk with Bolt and noticed something in the distance dangling from the branches of the tree, I wondered what it was. And it turns out it was Trina tending to the tree in a state of undress. All right. I don't know how I'd feel about a naked woman hanging from a tree. I'm not a granny. I'm no. It's okay, because Stream Elements was calling anyone over the age of 23 old today, and I was like, as a senior, I was like, what? That's not fair. That's not fair. 23 is like not a good senior age. All right. Naturally, I couldn't leave her like that, so I raised my voice at her. I knew this would happen. Son, please, I can't go on like this. Maybe you should lay off for a moment, leader? Trina really seems to be in physical pain. Well, since you're here, things could be better. Thank you. Just use a little discretion next time you get undressed. All right. What are you doing? Leader quickly covers my eyes. So she's trying to be discreet while she's getting undressed. She's like, all right, we're just gonna just take off our clothes again, I guess. Okay. But didn't you say it was okay since Sun was here? Oh, I'm Sun. That's not what I meant. If anything, his being here makes it worse. Oh, really? Stop being ridiculous. I can't stand here and allow you to waltz around naked. I'm going to dedicate my time off to making sure you become a respectable person. Me? But I'm a Nikke. That's not what I meant. Leader resumes her lecture. So cool. We don't have to do anything. She's just gonna do it for us. We can go back to our room and have a vacation. Senti did ask me to help out, so I suppose I can't just leave, continue things as they are. No, you can. You can. We could just leave. We could just leave. Once the commotion settles down, the three of us start to walk around the cherry blossom path. I never noticed the cherry blossoms when I was building this path. Now that they're in full bloom, they really are breathtaking. Everyone is going to love them once the festival begins. Wait, did you just say you built the path? Yes! Trina and I both constructed it. It feels like yesterday that Trina came to me asking if I could build this path, which would be a stage for the Festival of Harmony, but in reality it's been years. Time sure does have a way of slipping from you. That's right, I certainly wouldn't mind if I slowed down a little. That's why I'm always going on about this and that. We're no spring chickens anymore. We may be Nikkes, but even will expire someday. Oh, okay, so Nikkes expire? So we have to make the most of the time that we have left. And that includes not stripping to the buff anywhere we please. Where did this all come from anyway? You weren't like this before. I'm not sure. Whoops, too fast. Anyway, it is kind of funny for one veteran to be lecturing another. But since I've started, I might as well add one more thing. I want you to remember the right way, Trina, as a kind Nikke who cared passionately for others and helped create a place where people could come and feel happy seeing these flowers. You've got to live life to the fullest and leave behind proof that you existed. That way, when our time is up, the world and the people around us will remember us honorably. Shouldn't you complete your story for those who you leave behind? For the ones we leave behind, do you think there's any meaning to that? Of course there is! If you die without leaving a mark of any kind, how can you ever prove what kind of person you were? Instead, you'll become the subject of all kinds of rumors until you're eventually forgotten. That's why we have to work hard to live life to the fullest and leave behind proof that we lived it. Okay, not everybody is gonna be like discovered in 1,000 years. We're not all that cool. As Leader finishes her speech, the massive cherry tree on the hill comes into view. It's been a while since I saw this. Did you see it last festival? Yes, apparently, and I thought the same thing back then. It's pretty. The towering cherry tree seems to fill the entire sky with the overwhelming presence. As I gaze upon the cherry blossoms in full bloom, memories of the previous festival surface. Many people will probably come to see it again this year. We'll need plenty of facilities to accommodate the large crowds. I wonder if Senti will be able to handle it all on her own. I hope she doesn't make something strange again. Senti's fine. She's fine. You've done a wonderful job teaching her. I want her to be more than fine. Quietly gazing at the cherry tree, Leader takes out a pocket watch. Before my time is up, I want Senti to surpass me. Only then will I be able to pass this watch on to her. What's the significance of the watch? Let's just say it's proof that I've lived. Ever since I started working at Mighty Tools, I've kept this watch on me. If you're teaching about passing down the watch, do you mean... Yes, I'll be stepping down from this job, retiring. Anyway, Trina's been suspiciously quiet. You're not taking your clothes off, are you? Are you okay? I feel like I'm suffocating. What's wrong? I'm fine. Just go back. The everlasting Sakura doesn't need any care. It's just an illusion. It's fine to head back. Okay, we don't want you to overexert yourself. I'll carry Trina. Can you take care of Volt? Sure, I can take care of Volt. I realize you're feeling uncomfortable, Trina, but lean on me. Dude, between her chest and how short you are, that's an uncomfortable lean. Thank you. It's times like this where I wish I was taller. All right, let's go. With Trina leaning on her, Leader leaves the cherry blossom path. Even though she said she was fine, Trina's expressions were, when she glanced at the cherry tree, bothers me. Almost as if there was a sense of being sick and tired of something. Are you feeling any better? Yes, thank you for taking care of me. Glad to hear you're better. What's on your mind? You seem to be off in another world the entire way over here. You asked me to take care of your dog. You and Trina made the cherry blossom path together, right? Right. Then what about the cherry tree? The cherry tree? I don't understand what you mean. I heard before that the cherry tree from the surface, the everlasting sakura, had its lifespan artificially extended. That's why it's been able to survive on the arc all these years. Could the person who carried out those measures be... Like, as I relay the story I heard from Sakura, or about the Sakura, Trina's body starts to tremble. As expected, the person who made the everlasting Sakura is none other than... That's right, the everlasting Sakura is one of my failed creations. Okay. I mean, all Nikkes, if they're robots, should be powerful. Drink break. I see Biscuit in the picture, and she hasn't actually come into play yet, so I'm kind of sad. Has new messages. Oh, that's just my Discord bot. Okay, that doesn't matter. All right. And now the ad should be over. I bided enough time. Preparing for a festival was much harder than I thought it would be. By the time I came to my senses, it was already the last day of the festival. After finally finishing the last order of my business, I dragged my exhausted body up the hill. You're exhausted? Just go to bed. When I go to the top, there you are. Rin was waiting for me as usual. How was your day today? I've been so busy preparing for the festival, but I think most everything's done now. I see. Would you like to sit here for a moment? As I sat down, Rin pointed to the town below us. You asked, so does the Ark have more than one town, or is it just the town? You asked me before what the point of plant research was. Have you still not come up with an answer? The streets below were filled with smiling attendees of the Festival of Harmony, taking in the flowers and the trees. Trina, plant research may not directly help in reclaiming the surface, that much is true. Still, if it affords us the chance to witness the sight currently up before us, for me, that alone is reason enough. By the way, did you know the people who came to the festival are exchanging items they bought from the surface? So, in the spirit of that, I brought something for you. I didn't have anything I brought from the surface, so I thought I'd simply give you what's most precious to me. Ta-da! Rin handed me a small key. It's a garden key. Garden key? Yep. I want to see more scenes like this in the future, so I made a garden. My wish is that when people are looking at the flowers and trees, they'll forget their worries for a moment. I'm pouring that wish and my hope into that garden. Right now, it's just filled with saplings, so it doesn't look like much. But once they grow, you'll be amazed. I wonder if that's a tree garden then. You should come and visit when you've got the time. Thank you. I didn't prepare anything for you. It's fine. You've already given me plenty. I have? Yep. I'm looking down at it right now. As Rin spoke, she gazed down at the town and smiled radiantly. I'm working on it. I will hydrate in a second. Looking at her beaming, I found myself wishing for something. I wish that I could see this kind of scenery and look upon more bright smiles similar to hers anytime, anywhere. Hey, Rin. Yeah? I want to join the botanical garden. So you finally come around to the idea? Then you need to make a promise to me, all right? What is it? Never stop treasuring the plants. If you do that, you'll do right by the ones you're seeing today and honor them. Pretty simple, right? I suppose. A long time ago, there was someone who led me to Botanical Garden. At that time, Rin practically dragged me to the Festival of Harmony, kicking and screaming. It goes by a different name now, Spring Festa. That day, I saw entire crowds of people forgetting all their worries while looking at the flora. After seeing Rin smile for the first time since she's arrived in the Ark, I made up my mind. I decided to follow Rin's suggestion and resolved to research plants at the botanical garden. And that's why you made the everlasting sakura. I wanted people to be able to see flowers and trees anywhere, anytime. That way, whenever they wanted to forget their worries, they could have easy access to nature. And I'd say you succeeded. Thanks to your research, trees are a common sight in the Ark. After years of research, the day finally came when the everlasting sakura bloomed. The first person I went to see was Rin. That's when I realized for the first time, unlike me, who had become a Nikke, for Rin, who had chosen to live her life as a human, time passed much more quickly. In the end, Rin never got to see the everlasting sakura. My wish was nothing but a delusion. Looking back on it now, it's so obvious. All I wanted was to look upon her bright, pure smile. But I attempted to bring it about with illusions. It's a bit of a contradiction, isn't it? I'm sorry. I know I'm a downer. Oh, I need to stop by the garden before it gets too late. I was told to notify them once we were finished renovating the cherry blossom path. Womp. Alright, stretch. That's a good backdrop, actually. Let me... Okay. And to make sure that my microphone wasn't, like, blocking my face. Alright. Soon after, we came to the garden to see Flora. However, something didn't feel quite right. Am I the only one who finds this strange? No, I feel it too. Aren't there still a few more days until the festival? Yeah, as far as we know. Then why are there so many people here? The festival hasn't even begun, yet the garden is crammed full of Nikkes. Well, because, like, we have, like, 3 different squads involved? How many times must I tell you? We can't be late. Don't blame me if you end up getting chewed out by the superiors. Anyway, how are you finding the Festival of Harmony? It's nice. I didn't realize how long it had been since I'd let go and relaxed. Well, we all need days off. If you only ever hurl yourself towards and forward and fixate on the distant future, you'll be exhausted pretty quickly. Hello, Puddle. Hello. We also never know when our time is up. So it'd be a real shame to miss out on moments like this, don't you think? We silently looked down at the festival, which was in full swing. From up on the hill, the view of the Ark and the sight of the people blending in with the flowers and trees was truly beautiful. You know what I like so much about this festival? Whenever I'm looking at the greenery, all my worries melt away. When we go up to the surface, we'll get to see even more beautiful plant life than we did today. I can't wait. I'm excited too. Still, I don't think I'll ever forget what I'm seeing here today. Here, take this. Why are you giving me this? Did you know on the last day of the Festival of Harmony, people exchange gifts, exchange things that are precious to them. Well, I know that Nikke can't. Nikkes are like something with being transferred into dudes doesn't click. So that's why there's no dude Nikkes. Allegedly. Allegedly. Pretty sure we have test tube commander. So I'm sure that's going to develop a little bit further down the line. Who's Johan? Is that the other guy? Because I've only seen Anderson, our commander, and the more hefty commander. Those are the only ones I've seen. Alright, I already gave gifts to the others. It'd hardly be fair to exclude you. That's a pocket watch I used to use. Aw. It may not look It may look a little worse for wear, but it's exactly the... Oh gosh. I was reading brain. It may look a little worse for wear, but it tells the time perfectly. You can use that to check time, so now you won't have an excuse for being late. Didn't we agree to having a nice meal once we got back from the surface? You're the guest of honor, and we're celebrating a successful first deployment on the surface, so we can't have you being late to the party. This time, let's try to be punctual. I'll try. I should have given you something too. It's fine. If you find something good the next time you're on the surface, you can give it to me. And then he probably died. I imagine that's how that goes. Is he's probably no more. All right. Hello, Leader. Peter has been lost in thought ever since we entered the garden. The sight of the Nikke is quietly enjoying the flowers. Seems to have her reminiscing about old times. He was right. Sometimes moments like this are necessary. Everyone seems so at peace. Anyway, we should try and find Flora. Yeah, but how are we gonna find Flora amongst all these Nikkes? Ah, she's so cute. Look at Biscuit. I couldn't resist getting that outfit for her. It's just too adorable. I could do without the dogs having hats, but like overall, that is like a very cute outfit. It's just so bright and sunshiny. What brings you here? Biscuit, good timing. Do you know where Flora is? Flora, I haven't seen her in a while. Not after all these visitors suddenly arrived. I see, I do remember her scent though, so I can try and track her down for you. That'd be wonderful, thank you. But don't you need to take care of the animals at the shelter? I know you've been helping Flora for the past few days. Guillotine is taking care of our furry friend, so it's fine. Is that a good idea? She also brought along someone named Maiden to help her. Anywho, give me just a minute. I'll go find Flora for you. And then Biscuit runs off to the other side of the garden. Even for Biscuit, finding Flora amongst so many Nikkes will surely take some time. Have a good night! Yeah, you too! You too! Thank you for stopping by! While we wait, why don't I introduce you to the little ones? Or the little ones. What? Okay, I thought I froze again. I was like, no! Alright, soon after. What flowers is this? This one's called the lilac. Whenever spring comes, it breaks into a big grin like this. Isn't it pretty? Leader and Trina are absorbed in the flowers. The more I look around the garden, the more I can feel how each plant is being concisely cared for. That's right. The plants here are carefully tended to maintain their natural form, the temperature, the humidity, the soil, and sunlight. Everything is carefully monitored and adjusted according to their specific needs. The fact that they're tended to with such loving care is why the plants here are able to bring out smiles in people, because they've been allowed to remain in their natural state. So, where do I need to go to see the arboretum or perturb you manage? Well, that is, it'll remain closed to the public. Isn't that right, Trina? Yes, that's right. It's not going to be opened? Why is that? So that Rin can rest. That's all I can say. I heard the news. You finished renovating the cherry blossom path? Yes! So, is there something I can help in the garden? Sorry, what did you say, Lilac? Oh my, I forgot all about that. It's a terribly important. Trina, I have one more favor to ask you. What's that? Before I ask, I should explain to you why the garden is so crowded now. I'm sorry, I made a mistake. What do you mean you made a mistake? I thought of something while preparing for the festival. I wanted Nikkes who work so hard every day to be able to come to see the festival and rest. So, I made special invitations for them, but I accidentally wrote the wrong date on them. And that's why the garden is so crowded. Exactly. It's hard to imagine someone like you making such a simple mistake. No, no one's perfect. Should I tell everyone that the dates were incorrect? I think it's too late for that. True, everyone's here. You can't send everyone back after they came all this way. Precisely, so just for today I was thinking of holding a festival for the Nikkes. Oh, a festival for just Nikkes? That's not a bad idea. Which brings me to my request. Flora hands over a stack of pamphlets. What am I? Like, last time I dealt with you, I was also the paper boy with posters. In order for the guests to fully enjoy the festival, could you help distribute these Spring Festa pamphlets? No, I don't wanna. I'm gonna take a little bit of a jaw break. Since we're doing a jaw break, let's do some prisms real quick. I have a whole bunch of these. Oh, apparently 5. Alright. I need Modernia. Oh, wait. Actually, that's what I can do. Boop. I have all of these I can do. Some light rolls. Taking in a short break. No yellows yet. Rat. Head empty, only thoughts. I guess I can roll until I get a gold one, or run out of friend tickets, one of the two. I need a Modernia. Oh, my cheeks hurt so much. Oh! That was very last second of you.
Nicely done. Where to next?
Someone new too? Oh!
Looks like things just got a whole lot more complicated.
I don't have you yet. Nice. Now I'm down to the final 5 of those. I'm starting to collect them all, people. This is great.
Welcome to the Raisin Rebuild.
Looking to get something on the...
Welcome, fellow shopaholic.
Is this
Just in time, dear client.
Yes.
Smart choice.
All of these. these? Dang. Okay. I think that's the first time that has not just given me all purples. All right. I have one for the pilgrim too. All right. Pretty please. Pretty please. Damn it. Why you gotta be so mean?
I'll repay you by making some extra tasty oma rice. Hold up, I've got a pang in my eye. I'll go prepare a new lesson plan.
This time, I think I can look directly at the crowd without flinching.
I'm not a fan of her voice.
Thanks for all the help. I'll make it worth your while.
Now I'll be able to boost my power.
I'm still growing.
Thanks for lurking.
If you're not here to help me with some of this work, then I can do without the remarks on my appearance.
I haven't even done anything in my union raid yet. Oh no. Alright. We're going back. My jaw has had ample time to, like, be fine. Alright. Enjoying the nice, like, Animal Crossing music. This year's Spring Festa will feature a unique promotional event. Attendees will take these pamphlets and get a stamp when they head to a specific location: the garden, the spring fair, and the cherry tree brought from the surface. To help make this process easier, I'd like you to place these pamphlets at key locations along the route. The garden has already been covered, so if you take care of the other two spots, that'd be great. Following Flora's request, we head towards the entrance of the cherry blossom path, where the spring fair has taken place. The area is already crowded with Nikkes and who had received invitations. Rookie? Good timing. Everyone here is saying they got invitations saying to come today. Do you know what went wrong? Well, you see. So she wrote the wrong dates on the invitations? What a pain. Is this going to cause any issues with the spring fair? Cindy set up booths pretty quickly, so we should be able to get it up and running in no time. Last time she turned a basic general store into a high-scale luxury boutique, so I was a bit... Last time she turned a basic general store into a high-scale luxury boutique, so I was a bit concerned. Why would you be concerned? That sounds fancy. But this time she did a perfect job. She kept the market's atmosphere appropriately modest. That would definitely be a problem. And the booths have blended in perfectly with the cherry blossom path, just like I wanted. You taught her well, leader. You certainly right about that, Jan. Oh, by the way, I have something to give you. Trina begins to explain the pamphlet and stamp system to Jan. Didn't I tell you, leader? Senti would be fine. You're right. Senti has really blossomed. That's right, and she'll continue to flourish. One day, she's sure to become as outstanding as you. Whenever people see her, they'll recall that you were her teacher. And they'll remember what kind of Nikke you were. You'll be remembered as you should be. So, before your time runs out, think about what you want to do for yourself. For myself? Is there anything more tragic than in search of complete? Is there anything more tragic than in search of a complete death, leaving your life incomplete? As she takes in my exacerbations, Leader silently watches the bustling spring fair booths for a long time. You're right. If possible, it would be the best to complete both. Great. We're back at the Cherry Blossom Path. All we need to do is place the pamphlets along the way as we follow the path. Not along. Are you going to be okay, Trina? Trina's gaze drifts towards the distant hill. Gradually, her eyes become stained in pink. Just before her vision is completely enveloped in rosy hues. She squeezes her eyes shut. You still feel like you're suffocating? Yes. If it gets too much, we can handle it from here. You don't need to force yourself up the hill. Trina's hands clench tightly, cupping the pamphlet she's holding. After some time, she finally opens her mouth. I'm sorry. I'll wait here. You two can. Leader gently holds Trina's trembling hands. It's okay. Commander and I will go to the Everlasting Sakura. Thank you. In the meantime, you can sit down here. Sorry? You heard Flora. Today is a festival just for Nikkes. It won't be a problem for us to take a short break under a cherry tree. For goodness sake, how long are you going to keep standing there? Leader grabs Trina's hand and yanks her down to sit beside her. Commander, you have a seat as well. Okay. Sitting side by side, we proceed to gaze at the cherry tree. Isn't this nice? Whenever you take in nature, you forget all your worries. Trina, there's something I've been wondering about. What happened with you and Renee? What was she to you? Trina fishes out a key from her pocket and wordlessly fiddles with it for a long time. Then, as if she was finally come to some kind of resolution, she looks towards the distant hill and speaks up. Whenever the sun begins to set, I would habitually climb the hill. And then we go to the next one. I became a Nikke not long after I joined Botanical Garden. Oh, okay. I did it in order to fulfill my wish. I needed time to create the Everlasting Sakura. I threw myself headlong into research, skipping meals and foregoing sleep. Eventually, I became oblivious to the passage of time. The more time I spent inside the lab, the less time I spent climbing up the hill. At some point, I was staying in the lab all the time. After who knows how much time has passed, the Everlasting Sakura finally blossomed. When that happened, the first person I went to see was Renee. However, the place where I met her wasn't our usual spot at the hill, but inside a quiet hospital room. It's been a long time, Renee. That's when I realized for the first time, unlike me, who had become a Nikke, or Renee, who had chosen to forgo the evergreen injection and live her life as a human, time passed much more quickly. Okay, so that's why that's being brought up. How was your day today? Conducted some research in the lab, took care of the little ones, just an ordinary day. I see, for me it's a special day because I get to see you. The flowers are blooming on the hill. I'm sorry that I couldn't go with you to see the cherry blossom tree. I don't have the strength anymore. I came too late. If only I'd come sooner. Trina, I have a favor to ask you. What is it? The garden, the promise we made. Going forward. Did I miss something? No. Okay. So her vision was getting blurrier and blurrier. In accordance with her last wish, Renee's ashes were scattered in the garden, and her belongings were delivered to the lab. From that day on, I protected the garden so Renee could rest in peace. that why the arboretum is closed to visitors? There's a tree in the arboretum where Renee's ashes are buried. I wasn't able to keep my promise to her. Instead, I chased an illusion and ruined everything. I created the everlasting sakura and destroyed the true value of the plants I saw that day. I ruined any hope of seeing Renee's smile again. No longer was I able to climb up the hill. Despite all of it, however, I still wished for Renee to rest peacefully. It's all I have left. And so I must protect that with everything I have. That is why I can't open up the arboretum. The tree garden. We're just calling it the tree garden. You regret creating the everlasting sakura. That's why the hill instills you with fear. Yes, because Renee is no longer here. I see. Thank you for telling me, or telling us. I'm sure it wasn't easy. As a token of gratitude, I'm telling you my story. You will? Yes. It was a long time ago. Back then, when the sun began to set, I would climb that hill habitually. We just all climb this one hill, like all the time. On the last day of the Festival of Harmony, people would exchange their treasured belongings. However, I never had the chance to repay Josh. The first day I went up on the surface, Josh died. Ooh. He was killed by a raptor during an operation. He died trying to protect and experience Nikke. It was her first time up on the surface, and she had wandered around excitedly without thinking. He threw his life away to protect a pathetic rookie. Keep your shit up, kid. My life for yours? My life for yours. Okay. That's enough for me. Stop talking. You're making your wounds open up. Leader, what kind of person am I? I hope that I'm remembered as a good person. Oh, and then it gets blurrier and he died. My first excursion on the surface came to a close, and I headed to the rendezvous point. It was the first time I had ever been on time, but there was no one else there to witness it. My comrades left behind no wills, no mementos. There was nothing left. That's when I realized dying an incomplete death only makes it harder for those left behind. Ever since that day, I've strived to ensure that when I go, I'll leave my mark. I stopped climbing the hill, but it wasn't all bad. There was a lot to do in the workshop, and my comrades were no longer there. That became my daily experience. That's when you came to visit me, Trina. The request to construct the cherry blossom path. Once we were finished with the path on the day of the Festival of Harmony began, I climbed up the hill for the first time in a long time. As I walked up the hill admiring the cherry blossoms, old memories came flooding back one after the other. But all jokes and pranks between me and my old comrades resurfaced, and I had to stop walking from time to time as I was laughing so hard. When I finally reached the top, I stood underneath the everlasting sakura. From there, I could see it clearly, what they had left behind. Leader smiles brightly as she gazes at the distant hill. Over there, that's the resting place of my memories with my comrades. I wasn't the only one who saw it either. When I looked around, I could see all manner of people smiling brightly. Some were leaving behind new memories. Some were reminiscing. And all were forgetting their worries in that moment. I want you to witness that. Trina, even if you're afraid, I want you to climb this hill and face the everlasting sakura. I want you to see with your own eyes that what lies there is not an illusion. So, Leader reaches her hand out to Trina and stands up. Whoop. You don't have... Won't you come with me to see the everlasting sakura together? Holding Leader's hand, Trina takes a step forward. With every movement closer to the everlasting sakura, showers of pink petals fill the sky as if responding to their steps. Stay strong, Trina. We're almost there. Okay. If it gets too much, let me know. I'm okay for now. Leader tightens her grip on Trina's hand, and the two of them silently climb the hill. After a while, Trina once again glimpses the scenery. When she had left behind on this hill so long ago. You once said that the everlasting sakura was nothing more than an illusion. Do you still feel that way? Underneath the cherry trees in bloom, throngs of Nikke smile radiantly, as if they had forgotten all their worries. Trina, the everlasting sakura is no illusion. If it were, how could it bring out such wholesome smiles? Your desire to preserve the value of these plants, your yearning to fulfill the promise you made to Renee, they're still alive and well. But Renee isn't here. She can't see the everlasting Sakura. There's no meaning to any of this. You're right, Renee isn't here, but her wishes live on. You said so yourself. Renee wished for people to forget their worries for a brief moment while looking at the flowers and trees. I want to see more scenes like this in the future. So I made a garden. My wish is that when people are looking at the flowers and trees, they'll forget their worries for a moment. I'm pouring that wish and my hope into that garden. The everlasting Sakura has helped fulfill Renee's wish. It's allowed people to be truly happy, even if just for a moment, and smile. That's more than enough to give it meaning. It also means that Renee can rest in peace. Trina's gaze turns to the everlasting Sakura, the place where Rena always spoke to her. The everlasting Sakura casts its shade over Trina. Dude, this would be peaceful. I would love this. Problem is like I'm in an area that like all the trees have to be like in rows and like maintained, and I'm like, just have a fucking regular park. They don't have to be like organized. You're right. Tears well up in Trina's eyes as she gazes up at the everlasting Sakura, as if to comfort her. A lone petal drifts into her hand. This is your family's up there, aren't they? If you let the wind carry this, it will eventually reach your family. Trina opens up her hand and the petal flies up high, carried by the wind. After watching the petal for a while, Trina speaks. Thank you for bringing me here. You don't have to thank me. You're the one who brought me here in the first place. You said his name was Josh Hummett? He must have been an amazing commander to have inspired someone as remarkable as you. I should thank him as well as your comrades. You're right, we should. And Leader closes her eyes. As her memories intermingle with the scents of the flowers, she quietly prays that her fallen comrades may rest in peace. Leader, you said you wanted to visit the tree garden, right? Whenever you've got time, you're more than welcome to come visit. Sure, that sounds nice. I didn't even notice that. I have it as my wallpaper, so I'll look at it, my lobby paper. Beneath this sheltering pink sky, Leader and Trina share stories from times long gone. The next time I see the everlasting Sakura, I'll remember this day. Underneath the flourishing cherry blossoms, I quietly close my eyes, in order to remember today in all its beauty for a long time. In order to not forget the memories of the past, and go forge new ones for the future. Alright. Oh, yeah, they do. I don't think actual chest would do that unless it was a really strong wind. And even then, if it's a strong wind, I don't think it's bouncing back that kindly. Wind magic, yeah. It's even sad here. The same one is sad. That means I can do these now. Hello? There we go. Yeah, I don't. These guys are keeping in here.
More work again?
Follow me.
And now all the peaceful music's on. Gotta get to the end.
Gently, so the stems don't get damaged.
Oh, you have that.
Oh! Nature is a beautiful thing.
Oh, her verse is her getting naked.
Once I finish the final task, huh? Let's wrap this up. I need to be careful.
All right then. So that's the thing, I suppose.
Victory is blooming before our very eyes. Let's show them the power of flowers.
Let's head back.
Oh, this freaking chihuahua is still all like vicious in this one too.
A rather simple task.
We need to prune the unnecessary branches.
And once I finish the final task, huh?
The leech is coming off! Victory is blooming before our very eyes. No need to fear. Litter is here.
I need to be careful.
Oh!
I don't think I've seen Flora's.
Shall we let the seeds sprout?
Yeah, I don't think I've actually seen hers
And
before.
once I finish the final task, huh?
Go, boys!
All right.
Victory is blooming before our very eyes. I'm a little scared, but I can do it.
Slow and steady wins the race.
Oh! You are all barking up the wrong tree.
Oh, there's more puppies.
And once I finish the final task, huh?
Biscuit has more puppies.
This is the most beautiful flower in the
So the
world.
stems don't get damaged.
Reloading! I won! Do I get a treat for that? The flowers are crying.
Gently, so the stems don't get damaged. Slow and steady wins the race. Nature is a beautiful thing.
And once I finish the final task, huh?
The leech is coming off!
All right, we should be, I think, getting close to the story bits.
Victory is blooming before our very eyes.
Yep.
Oh!
Nature is a beautiful thing.
And once I finish the final task, huh? Let's wrap this up.
I appreciate that Mana like blue screens the target. She blue screens of death. like,
Do
on
I
the
get
boss.
a treat for that?
Alright, story time. Finally, I've got some long-awaited time off. But there's something I can't get off my mind. I can't rest until I get answers. I could pay Botanical Garden a visit. Or I should. I could. Oh, hi! Hey, Biscuit, I'm surprised to see you here. Today's the last day of the festival, and I promised to help out until the end. I knew we could count on you. Blossom, what brings you to the garden today? Do you need some stamps for your pamphlet? No, it's not that. There is something I've been wondering about. Oh, what's that? The mix-up with the dates on the invitations. Was that really a mistake? It's hard to say. Will you follow me? There's something I want to show you. Ah, now we're in the tree garden. Are we where I think I am? Flora leads me into Trina's tree garden. Throughout the tree garden, people rest under the shade of the trees. After you and, I guess, the leader took to see the everlasting Sakura, she came back and proclaimed that she wanted to open up the tree garden. I must say that I'm really grateful for you both. I suspect that mistake of yours was anything but. Now that you mention it, where is Trina? She should be over there. Leader came by earlier, so Trina's giving her a tour of the tree garden. Biscuit points off in the distance where I can see. This place is so refreshing, isn't it? Do you remember one of the traditions of the Festival of Harmony, where you exchanged gifts on the last day? I remember. Well, I was thinking that I could give you something that's precious to me. Ta-da! Trina hands over an old key to Leader. It's the key to the tree garden. Are you sure you're okay with giving this to me? Of course. From now on, I plan on keeping this place open to the public. That way people can visit and forget all their worries, and Rena's wish can come true. Not only that, but she'll be able to rest peacefully. So, to that end, I'd like you to keep this key. Really? Leader gingerly takes the key. I'll keep it safe. Feel free to visit the tree garden anytime you feel like resting. Okay, I'll do that. I really should give you something in return. Here, take this. Leader hands Trina her old pocket watch. I was originally thinking of passing this on to Senti, but I realized now that's not necessary. Even without this, people will be able to look at Senti and remember me. So, I'd like for you to keep this. Trina takes the pocket watch with an equal amount of reverence. Thank you, I'll also keep this safe. For some reason, my eyelids feel heavy. It's been a while since I've had a nice rest. As Leader dozes off, Trina gently strokes her hair and smiles softly. An easygoing and carefree smile. Rest well, my friends. Then end of the thingy. Oh, a few days later? I can't believe how much dust has gathered up so quickly. Let's see. Trina looks around Rin's lab. The tables are lined with Rin's belongings. What's this? Among them, a letter catches Trina's attention. The letter begins with the following. Hello, Trina. How was your day today? It was another ordinary day. I did some research in the lab, took care of the little ones. A really special day. But you know, Rin? I prepared a festival. And you know what happened there? Ah, that's bright. Warm sunlight, a gentle fluttering breeze, flowers sprouting up and blossoming one by one, dotting the land with color. In the arc, spring has begun, bringing along with it its warm and dizzying array of various emotions. For some, the overriding emotion is excitement. For others, spring brings a feeling of revitalization. And for others still, it brings a sense of nostalgia. Now we're ended! Whoop.
One more victory for Bolt and me.
Get all my stuff. That's not what I wanted. Another drink break, and I'll read Trina's thingy and then call it a day. Adjust and stretch. I have been defeated, bested by the primal desires intrinsic in humanity. What's up, Jawan? Powerless against an unstoppable urge within me. I can feel something on my fingertips. What's this? I open my eyes and look at what is in my hand. Is something wrong? I didn't realize you were into this sort of thing? No? That's not it? I don't know what I'm doing! I hurriedly dressed the Nikke. Oh no. So, okay. So Trina was naked and we were touching her somewhere. Okay. What it do? It do. I think I want some Chinese food tomorrow. I've been behaving so much and I have recording I gotta do this weekend for stuff. Not tomorrow. Today is not Friday. Tomorrow is Friday. And because I switched, I don't keep track of what day of the week it is. I use what game I'm playing to figure out when in the week it is. And so that's why Nikke was Friday. So I'm like, oh, it's Friday. No, today's not Friday. Today is Thursday. So tomorrow, yes, tomorrow I should go get some Chinese food. And then Saturday I'm recording. Goodness. Hello. Wait, what? Why do we need leather straps? I'm assuming woke up from a nap and a Nikke was naked in front of us and we were touching something undescript. Currently, we are hurriedly trying to dress the Nikke standing in front of us. Yeah. Hot and sour soup. I do like hot and sour, or hot sour sauce. Is it? Hot. Is it? No, it's sweet and sour. Sweet and sour. It's sweet and sour sauce. I hurriedly dressed Nikke standing in front of me. You're welcome to feel more. I have become one with nature after all. No, I'm fine. I'm fine. Once again, my defeat was complete. Almost. Are you sure you're okay? The first time I encountered Trina was a few days ago at the police station. Wood. Well, she is based off of a tree. On a peaceful weekend afternoon, I headed to the police station after being summoned there by Miranda, oblivious as to what would occur. Sweet and sour isn't really that spicy. Upon entering, I see Polly and Miranda, and, oh my, another Nikke behind bars. Commander, what's going on? Miranda called me over here in such a hurry, I don't have a clue. What's the deal, Miranda? Polly, I finally solved a case by myself. There was a new case, I didn't receive any reports. You must have solved it quickly. I certainly did. It was an incident involving an obscene performance. Obscene performance? Do you mean public indecency? Oh yeah, that. Geez, I'm already starting to feel uneasy. Oh no. Polly and Query had to take care of some stuff elsewhere, so it was just me out patrolling today. Along the way, I discovered someone who was sleeping in the buff. You, over there! State your name and affiliation. Oh, I said state your name and affiliation. Trina Botanic Garden? Well, Trina from Botanic Garden, you'll catch a cold if you sleep on the ground like that. I kindly ask you to get up and put on some clothing at once. Oh, the police. You're awfully kind. Don't mention it. I'm merely fulfilling my duty. 5 minutes later. Are you all dressed? Yes, I appreciate your concern. Well then, I'm arresting you and taking you to the station. See, quick, done. After we arrived at the police station, I locked Trina up in the cell so I'd be free to report it to Polly. That's the end of my report. Wait, do you have a question? Did anyone else see Trina in a state of undress? No, thank goodness. Fortunately, the park was empty and there was no bystanders. Then there's no reason to lock her in her cell. Really? Could someone, anyone, let me out of here? It's freezing in here and the ground is hard as a rock. Hurry up, release her, and apologize. Oh no. What? Oh man, you expect a 12-hour Kingdom Hearts 2 stream? That's intense. That would be... I'd have to go through Kingdom Hearts 1 first. But you're at 38, so... I have time. I have time to prepare, I suppose. Actually, I have beaten the game on Proud. I'd probably honestly go critical because I've heard it's actually easier to do it on critical mode, which is the more difficult one. Yeah, Jawan knows what's up. Because yeah, I play Kingdom Hearts on Proud, and critical I've never actually played because it was never available. Oh shush, Bear. No actuallys. No. The problem is with Kingdom Hearts is it's so long that I don't know if anyone wants to watch me play Kingdom Hearts for like 2 to 3 weeks, like straight. Plus I have Nikke events that I have to sprinkle in there, so it may end up being like a whole month of just Kingdom Hearts. And I don't want people getting like sick and tired of watching me. Oh, on a no-hit run? Oh, I just caught that. I don't know if I can do that. I don't think I'm that good. In fact, I know I am not that good to do a no-hit run. You're here for robot butts? Okay. Sorry, back to robot butts. The cell door opens and Trina is set free. So can I leave now? Yes, thank you for your help, Commander. Yes, thank you. Oh, Commander. Yeah. Before you leave, could I ask a favor? Next day, at Polly's request, I head to the address that she gave to me. You want me to correct Trina's behavior? Yes, we often have these type of situations occurring with her, and people seem to be getting the wrong idea about her. Like what? We've heard some rumblings from the public. She addresses for her own sick pleasure. There must be something sinister behind that smile. I don't think that's the case. Neither do we. The rumor spread by people who witness her discarding her clothes without knowing the full picture, a picture that we don't have the full version of either. So where do I come in? I want to do like not a full, but I want to do like the numbered Kingdom Hearts games, mostly because I really don't like the other ones. So like I don't like what is it, 368/2, and then like I pre-ordered that game. I tried playing it and I just hated it. And so that's like the only Kingdom Hearts game I've never touched and completed. Chain of Memories isn't bad. It's just so RNG because like I replayed it and I was like, oh, I'm having a much harder time doing what I need to do. And then I realized that all my cards were shit. So it's like, it's just like bleh. And then it came to Dream Drop Distance and I'm like, people love that game. And I'm like, I get it. It's a cool aesthetic. I'm not following. That and Recoded. I'm just like, I am not following any of this. So I'd probably go through the numbered games like on my own like personal challenge run, doing it on critical. But again, I just don't know if you guys would want to watch me do that for like a few weeks. Do we have to help our teammate with their nudist Yes, we are helping our nudist teammate. Where the Nikke story is going. Sorry, Bear. I know you're here for butts. Sorry. Let me get back to the robot butts. So where do I come in? First, go meet Trina and get a reading on her. If you detect any issues with how she behaves, do everything you can to rectify it. If that turns out to be too difficult, then at least figure out why she's acting the way she has been. I don't believe she's harboring any ill intent, but we need to get to the bottom of this either way. Makes sense. This is the place. Upon reaching the first stop in my search for Trina, I'm confronted with a giant door. Do I push it? Peering through the opening of the door, I feel inexplicably drawn to what's inside, as if I'm under a spell. It's so lush in here. A forest of diminutive trees makes for a bucolic atmosphere? These are words I do not read, and I probably have heard them a million times. You have two Kingdom Hearts enthusiasts that would guide you to never-ending darkness. Hey. I'm my own Kingdom Hearts enthusiast. I actually have bought, I need to crack them open. I have the character files book and the Ultimisia, Ultima guide. Like, I need to go through and like actually look at those, because I made a bet, a deal. Translators or English majors, absolutely. I made a deal that I would discuss over alcoholic beverages Kingdom Hearts lore with another Kingdom Hearts lore buddy of mine and try and explain it to Bear. Because Bear doesn't know very much about Kingdom Hearts. I know that we were just playing Destiny a little bit yesterday and he's like, oh, bees. He's like watched 2 videos about Kingdom Hearts and like, that's it. And one of which was like, yeah, let's just replace the word darkness with bees and it still makes as much sense. And it's true, it's a fact. So anytime in Destiny we go for picking up darkness, whatever, it's now bees. And that's why light is friendship, because that's just Kingdom Hearts lore. That's all he knows. That is all he knows. And then there's Mickey Mouse, and like I don't even know if he knows that Sora is based off Mickey Mouse. Like, that's it. That's all he knows. And so me and a friend were going to try and explain, drunkenly, Kingdom Hearts lore to him. Problem is I haven't figured out where I need to land before I can do that. I said I would do it definitely after I streamed the first game, but it's just a matter of like getting to the point of streaming the first game. Mini topics until you ran into Kingdom Hearts lore. Oh no, yeah. I'm not super duper into the lore like my friend is. My goodness. There's so much. I actually, hot take, I hate the lore. I hate getting too into the weeds of the lore. Anytime I try and go like, I'm interested in getting into this further, I hate it now. It's always the outcome, so I just kind of stopped looking into things after like, I think it was 2. After 2, I stopped looking into things further. I hate the players. It's just, everyone has their thing. I like .hack lore. I like, which is also super niche and way too like convoluted as well. I can dabble a little bit in Kingdom Hearts lore and some World of Warcraft lore. Some in the grand scheme of World of Warcraft, it's a small drop in the bucket that I'm like, I really like the Arthas story. It's a really simple story. They just try to it's not that it's so overall it is old man refuses to die, doesn't have enough friends, so he clones himself to make friends to do the thing he wants to do. And other people and friends don't like him doing that. And that is Kingdom Hearts. Namane. Yes. You played Warcraft since Warcraft 1 and they eventually lost me with the WoW stuff. Yeah, as I said, I really love the Arthas story. That's the one where I've always gripped onto. I actually have, I don't know if it's like a fan book, but I think it's an official like printing of his story, like from multiple perspectives and stuff. I really enjoyed it. And that's the only one I've really gravitated to, was any of the characters involved in that. To include Sylvanas, who's like apparently just gone off the deep end and is like not even her character anymore. I feel like she's gotten Mary Sued into a different role from what to my very little understanding. I have not really gone into like WoW lore at all. It was just kind of like that particular expansion just caught my attention, and I know it's not just that expansion. I know that was World Warcraft 3, I think. So oh man, you fell off the train at Legion expansion pack. An anti-hero. Yeah. Oh, and that's when they ruined Sylvanas? Okay. Yeah, I have Legion, I think. Like, I would go on and play it every once in a while. My thing is I would go and, like, buy the expansion, play it for a month, and then not touch it for another expansion or two, and then go play it for a month. And that was, like, every 2 years I'd play for 30 days. Is how I played WoW up until either Legion or Pandaria, whichever one was the later one. It wasn't Pandaria. It was like the expansion after Pandaria was the last one I played. But by that point, I didn't. All of the people I'd kind of play with were in different groups or something. They shit on everything Sylvanas ever stood for in the worst possible way. It makes me so sad. No, and his Arthas is the primary story in Warcraft 3, but they did handle him really well in the Lich King expansion pack. It used to be a top 50 raider. That's awesome. That's super awesome. Okay. I'm aware of Legion. I'm very well aware of the marketing. It was Pandaria, and then like I think it's the one after it with the orc cover, because I think that was the one where I fell off. And then I was like thinking about getting into Legion, and then I just never did. Oh, maybe then that's probably, I don't. Shadowlands sounds really familiar, so that's probably where I fell off too. Where I was like, yeah, I'm not playing this anymore. Warlords of Draenor, yeah. I've got all the boxes over and by my manga and stuff. So I'm like, I know what I have them. I've condensed them over time. They're right next to my Sims 2 case that I got in a thrift store, and I can't even play that anymore because it's a disc. Actually, I have a disc drive somewhere. But yeah, I like delving into lore and stuff when it catches my attention. The nail in the coffin completely. Oh no, yeah. I liked Sylvanas. I really did. Her, at least back in Arthas era, everything she was going through made sense. Her mentality made sense. How about MTG lore? Jace is your favorite? Oh my god. Like, let me tell you about Jace and how much of a fucking Mary Sue he is. I fucking hate Jace. I was all up in Innistrad. Innistrad was my shit. Avacyn is the name of my current oldest cat. I loved her. And then they axed her because she got Cthulhu-fied, and now I'm sad. Cataclysm launch content was so was so good content though. I remember the days when you had to stand outside of a dungeon and pray somebody would walk by with a slot for you. So having the little dungeon finder was the best thing ever. And that's basically how I spent my 30 days doing WoW. Is I would go through the dungeon, I'd level up all the way. Maybe if I was lucky I'd go into the raid, and that was it. That was all I would do. Now you can go basically 1/2 man, like half the raids that I used to go do. Yeah, the back half of so like again, I would pay I'd go and play. I got introduced to WoW on one of my birthdays with my friends, and we sat at my computer in the living room, and I think it's the Blood Elves. What was the Burning Crusade? I think it was Burning Crusade with the pretty Blood Elves. And then much later I tried, and And a lot of this has to do with me being like a teenager trying to pay for this. And like I couldn't do this and RuneScape with my mom. Like I could not afford WoW subscriptions. So much later on, I was able to get Wrath and get all updated and do that. And I got to play quite a bit. And then of course, money. So I stopped paying and I think I caught back up in Pandaria. And yeah, it's just been a bust. I couldn't like there's so much fucking content. It makes sense why they have such a high subscription, monthly subscription. I say high, it's only 15 bucks. But for 15 bucks in, what was it, the 2000s? That felt like a lot of money to a teenager blue. I say 2000s. I think it was like way towards the end of the 2000s. I don't know. Whenever Burning Crusade was out, $15 is a lot of money to my poor ass. So I just could never keep up with it. And then when I worked at Waffle House, I could afford it, but it was more of like, I didn't have the time. I was working, I kid you not, because of how Waffle House was structured, I had 120-hour weeks, between that and me trying to get an actual regular person day job. So I was working 2 jobs, 120 hours a week. Most of that was Waffle House. I think I had like 10 hours at the other job. And so I would go home, take care of myself, make sure I ate something. And like, if I had any extended time off, it was me just playing WoW to kill time. That was all it was. And I did the same thing with my last boyfriend. I was like, oh, I'll play WoW and see if I can connect with old friends. And he got really upset with me because I'm like, my time off was at really fucking weird hours at that point when I was a Magic the Gathering judge and like doing like other jobs too. And so I'd be like playing from like 2 to 4 in the morning, raiding with random people. And he's like, what? I'm like, what are you doing? Like, this is all you do. And I'm like, I can't go hang out with anybody. It's 2 in the morning. So I was playing with friends in other time zones. Yeah, I put myself in the hospital working that much. It's because, how it works at Waffle House is if you work 40 hours, it has to be at your store. But because I worked in Florida, I was like pulled over to so many other stores. I think I had like 5 in my rotation. And of course, if you have 5 and they're all 30 hours or less, you don't get full time. So it sucked. And that's how it worked is because they were different places. It was not just a me thing. I knew people who would be on like 36-hour straight shifts. Like, not joking. It was a pretty common occurrence. So yeah, I'd go work like, I think I would work 30 hours at my store. I'd work 30 hours at another store. And I don't know, and I was really young and dumb when I worked at Waffle House, so I don't know the legalization of it. I don't know any of that. Just like I know when I left my last office job, it was technically legal for the overtime, the mandatory overtime that I was doing, which is why I left that job, because I lost 5 years of my social life doing that. Where it was legal as long as I was paid time and a half. So it's weird. Your internet is dying. See you later, Poe. So yeah, I never got overtime. I would get paid, I think how it worked at Waffle House is you get paid $2 an hour. And any tips you made, of course, I had to, anytime I didn't make minimum wage, I'd have to fight to get like an actual minimum wage. And I only did that like twice because it was just not worth my time. Because they put me on really crappy shifts. But yeah, so you get like paid like $2.25 an hour or whatever, and if you're there for a year, you get a 10-cent raise because you're a waitress. So it just sucks. Yeah, and after like doing crazy hours, yeah, it's just definitely, hey, I'm gonna go queue up in a dungeon and I just want to murder things. And it's the same thing that I would do with Runecraft back in the day with my mom is I would go fishing with her. That's all we would do. I would sit there next to her. We would chit chat on the phone while I was sitting there fishing in RuneScape. And you were being a sweat lord? And it's funny because like Destiny kind of became that for me where I just wanted to turn my brain off and shoot things. So revisiting it on a new count has been weird. Cause I'm like, I kind of remember things, but I don't. But that was definitely the turn brain off and shoot things. But no, I didn't. I was not a sweatshop worker. I promise. I made really good money. At the time I was at Waffle House, I made, I think, including inflation and everything, I think I'm still not making as much as I did at Waffle House. Your gaming magnum opus from 2011. I can't believe I peaked then. Oh no. It's been all downhill. No, it's okay. When I was in school, like my magnum opus would just be my PvP times, and Bear really wants me to become a toxic PvP player again, and I can't do it. I cannot muster like the internal like angst to do that, to be like in the drive to be #1. World top 10 is a hard bar to reach again. I know you want this. I can't delve into that. That was some teen angst back then, to become like the super PvP god that I was. And it was funny that I still had screenshots to send to you. I was like, I didn't even know where those came from. And I was like, hey, I have these. Here's examples of my stuff. But I think for Gears of War, it was a struggle, but I think I was top 100. No, it was top 1,000. I was definitely top 1,000 for Gears of War back when that was a thing. And that's probably why I got invited to the Virginia, like, tournament or whatever. But again, I was in school, so I'm like, I can't just go to school and go do that. Circumstances were just too perfect, and info spreads too quickly, and people got way more time than me. Aww. Nope, I'm here to now I'm not a PvP like toxic person. I'm like, here, I'm gonna go look at pretty girls that are robots and that are apparently naked and emulating trees. Getting distracted. I need to go finish this so I can give my VOD over to my editor. You just don't play MMOs anymore? Can't play them casually, you have to be a tryhard. I'm sorry. I don't have free time. Bear has free time. And so I said, no, your free time's no longer free time. It's now my time. And now you're in my basement. Forever. Alright. A forest of trees and atmosphere. Amongst the tranquil surroundings, I hear someone humming. I hold my breath and look towards the source of the sound. Good, very good. She's quite good with her hands. That should be enough. Trina looks up at the plant she has been carefully tending to. That's right, she's got shrubs too. You did great even while I was off trimming those sickly branches of yours. Your old WoW YouTube videos are only kinda cringe by today's standards. Only kinda, it's okay. I used to make music videos. Like anime music videos. That's where all my editing came from when the early days of me doing my own VODs and shorts. I just don't have the time to do those. And of course now that copyright is like so like banhammery, I just stopped doing them. Because they were my fun thing to do to pass time. When I was in school, it was just something I could do. Windows Movie Maker, I have Vegas, but I don't know how to use it. So I actually also, when I was making music videos, I also used Windows Movie Maker. It was such a pain in the ass to try and get the effects I wanted with just that. It sucked. And then I got gifted Vegas, and that's been my bread and butter ever since for video editing. Just having lots of shut up, Bear. But yeah, it was only Evan. It was the times where I wasn't savvy yet, so I had only the music that I had. So I got gifted Vegas. I don't know if, I'm assuming it was a torrented copy now that I've bought Vegas since then and know how expensive it is. So I have to assume my gifted copy was torrented. And it's not, it does have a learning curve, but it's actually really useful of a tool. Oh, you're using me to learn Premiere? Yeah, it's more of like, I know. Yeah, and that's gonna be the fun thing, is like, I know Vegas really well. And I still don't even use all the tools of Vegas. But like for basic stuff, how I would use it was fine. And then Premiere is like a whole other thing. It has like presets and stuff, and I was like, do you know how long it took me to like make that? Like I had, I can't point, but I used to have that little banner in the top middle of my screen with the blumetalbunny and like my socials and all that stuff. And I eventually just turned it into a widget. So that way it just, I can update it much more freely, especially now that I don't have a TikTok and stuff. It makes sense to like have it updatable. And that one I had in the center, I actually made that in Vegas. Completely just made that in Vegas and just turned it into a GIF. Because I probably made way more work for myself, but I'm like, I wanted to make it mine. Vegas on Humble Bundle, and I use it to make commentary reel. Yeah, no, I mean, it's super easy. I just know when you eventually fire me, I can use the knowledge for Premiere to get a good job anywhere. It's like the program peeps use. Yeah, no. When I was looking at people to possibly hire to make shorts for me, it's good money, especially with the tools that Premiere seems to give you. You could probably make a crap ton of money on the side if I stopped, you know, keeping you in my basement. Vegas is too hard. I can see that. It was a learning curve. It was definitely a learning curve. A cool breeze blows through and soft wisps of dirt wrap around Trina's feet. Cool breeze, soft touch. So far, it doesn't seem like anything is wrong. Something seems to be missing. Trina shrugs off the clothes that were draped over her body, as if she was a snake shedding its skin. That feels better. Oh my goodness, really? Commander, you're here. Yes, I'm here. There's no reason to stay hidden. It's not like I've committed a crime or anything. Actually, you might have. Hi? Wow, it's really you. No wonder it feels like the tree garden was bathed in sunlight. Faced with the new Trina, I'm unsure where to fix my gaze. Before we talk, perhaps you should put some clothes on, please? Please? Oh dear, how rude of me. I haven't introduced myself properly. I'm Trina from the Botanical Garden. And I just moved something off my desk that just clanked somewhere. I should have introduced myself to you at the police station, but fortunately, we got the chance to meet again. Nice to meet you, Trina. Before this, I've only seen you from afar while I was working outside. This is my first time seeing you up close. What brings you here, if I may ask? I came because I wanted to talk to with you for a bit. But this is, oh, that's some thigh squish. Oh, I see. This is your first time here, yes? Well then, welcome to the tree garden, which I oversee. That's right. The little ones are quite happy with you coming to visit. Isn't that right, little ones? Who are you talking to? Didn't you hear them talking just now? No. There's no one else around us. Other than Trina and me, the only things which surround us are the birds. And are you talking about the trees? That's right. Why don't you say hello to them, okay?
Hi.
Silence. It seems I can't quite communicate with the trees just yet. Anyway, have you finished your task for the day? That I have. That pruning was the last bit of work I had to do. You've already tended to all the other trees? If I get an early start, it's no problem to finish by noon. Most of the little ones are up at dawn, and and if I don't take care of them soon after, they get upset. That's impressive. You don't have to think so highly of me. I do this because I enjoy GAMBA. I really meant it. Well, thank you. Didn't you mention you wanted to talk to me? How about we move somewhere else more comfortable to continue our discussion? Every time. It's always this time where I start getting hiccups and stuff. What's Fraps? Very first YouTube video was recorded with Xfire, and I didn't have a way to compress my footage, so I had to delete my hard drive. Oh no! I didn't get the kill I had to delete the footage before trying again. I didn't have a any way to record my games until in respect of everything pretty recently. Like I tried doing it with a few friends. That's why I have the Hapage and stuff for my older consoles. Because I wanted something that was really versatile. And of course Elgato with its like immediate view is like so nice for streaming. So freaking nice. It's a pain in the ass. But in the Halo 3 days of my PvPing, I can honestly probably this is gonna age myself. I could probably go onto the Gaia forum and go pull it back up. But there was a guy who had a capture card and he just like recording all of our stuff. And of course, Halo 3, you could save clips straight onto your like profile. So it was really easy to like kind of have him fix stuff up for us and digitalize it. It was actually really cool. To not cook your PC while recording? Yeah. Oh, I didn't even know that you could record stuff without, I guess, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I never, my PCs were the equivalent of like retired school computers. So if it was too old for the school and that's what I got, I mean, that tells you everything. Oh, for that back in the day. Okay, I think I've heard of that before, but I am not familiar. It was basically screen capture or bust. I think I used Ghost Mouse once for trying to do like a what are they called? Macros? Macros. I am sort of tech savvy, but also not at all. I'm curious to know what you came to speak to me about. Aren't you as well, little ones? Considering how open and welcoming Trina is, I feel I should be honest with her. All right, here we go. Well, you see. I pull up a chair and approach Trina. Oh, my eyes. I should have expected so much. You shine even brighter up close. Trina inches closer to me, her cheeks slightly flushed. Could you come a little closer? Trina rests her hand on my shoulder. What's wrong? You don't have to be shy. Please let me feel the sunlight a little bit more. What happened? Your first solo kill video, the whole fight took 25 minutes, but the longest video you could upload it. Yeah. Oh, see, when I made my YouTube account, I think the max was 10 minutes. I don't think you could go above that. Or that was something involving like the fact that I was not an adult and couldn't verify to get the 50 minutes. So I had to convert it to an AVI file and then double the playback speed and it nuked the recording quality. Oh no. Yeah, I don't even know. Like how I got my music is I would go find a website that I was playing the song or had the song, go through their HTML code and go download it from that link. And that was how I got my music. Which is probably way overcomplicated, but I never had to deal with, what was it called? LimeWire? So like I didn't deal with that, which I heard is like riddled with viruses. So I never got yelled at by my mom. Oh, you could rip stuff off YouTube and stuff? Nice. I am not, yeah, I would not know how to do that back in the day. But the viruses were pretty easy to avoid, at least back then. I kept getting blamed for all the viruses on my computer because anytime my grandmother would visit, it was like that way my parents didn't have to worry about her using their computers. It was always my computer, which is fine. But technically I'd say my computer. It was our computer because it was also my brother's. But like whenever grandma was over and she'd stay with us while my parents were out on assignments and stuff, she would just I don't know. I was a kid, I didn't care. But she'd do something and then all I would do, it was like those cereal box games. You'd go to the website and just play like basically the Flash game or whatever on it was something stupid, like the equivalent of the Google dinosaur. Like you just do this little itty bitty task over and over again with one button or the space bar, and that was it. That was the whole game. That was all I did on it for like the longest time, anytime she was over. But I kept getting blamed for all the viruses that ended up on the computer. And so I lost my computer for a while. And then it came to like find out it was my grandma. Just I don't know what she was doing, but she just would just get all the viruses on it to the point that it kept having to be erased all the time. So anytime I'd be working on like a music video for funsies, it would just always be completely nuked and I'd lose any progress I had. So it may have been easy to deal with. I was too little to know any better. What's this warmth? I feel oddly refreshed. It's as if all the fatigue accrued from the endless paperwork I've been doing completely melted away. It's very dark. Even though I've opened my eyes, something is blocking my view. What's this? I reach towards whatever it is that's obstructing my sight. Back here? I see you're finally awake. I must have fallen asleep. You were sleeping soundly in my embrace. You should have seen how peaceful you looked. Positively adorable. This is the first time I've had a chance to see this side of you. The last thing I remember was Trina approaching me during our conversation. Everything after that is blank. I didn't get a chance to bring up what I came here for. After Trina's unexpected syphilic assault. Whoops. After her assault, I try several times more to speak with her. So, as I was trying to say before, the reason I came here is, oh my goodness, you've got something on your face. Here, let me remove that from you. Trina scooches so close that I can feel her breathe. The reason, again, hello again, familiar sight. Does she put me to sleep? Is that what she's doing? That's not okay. A familiar sight appears once again. Oh, this is not good. I was sent here to get Trina straight, but instead I'm getting swept up in her charms. No matter how much I try to resist and focus, she exudes such a unique feeling of comfort and ease. This can't go on. What did you say? Hey, what are you doing? I'll come back later. Where are you going? She's a formidable opponent, no doubt. It doesn't matter how many times I try, it's obvious that the situation will keep repeating itself. What I need now is more information on Trina. The most effective way of getting information would be ask someone close by. I, therefore, head towards another garden, which is managed by Flora. That's quite an intriguing tale indeed. You went to correct Trina's ways, but you got overwhelmed and instead had to flee. It's embarrassing, but true. It's hardly surprising that you were drawn in. She emanates a rather distinctive aura, one of such coziness and tranquility that entirely transforms her immediate surroundings. I realize that now. That's why I was hoping you could give me some information. I'll help as much as I can. From what you've seen so far of her, what do you think of Trina? Do you think there's truth behind the rumors that she's hiding something? I'm not sure yet. That's why I want to find out more. Solid approach. As far as I see, what Trina needs isn't a lesson, but empathy and understanding. Understanding? Leaf and I went through the same thing when we met her. Were you startled when you first knew her? That we were. But as we spent time with Trina, we came to understand her, how she views nature, what it means to her. Once we learned that, it was impossible to view her in a negative light, even though she can certainly be a handful sometimes. Sounds tough. Especially with her just taking her clothes off at every moment's notice. Still, I've been asked to help, so I want to try my best. See, well, since you seemed so determined, I can't tell you to give up. If you plan on going ahead with this, using a typical approach might prove difficult. It may be better to try a different angle. Then what should I do? If I give you the answer to that right off the bat, that'd take the fun out of it. Instead, I'll give you a hint. If you look at the world at the same level as Trina, you might end up seeing some new things. Be careful not to get swept away again. Okay. The next day, in the end, Flora went scant with the information, parsing out only a vague hint. She said a standard approach might be difficult. Well then, this time I'll steel myself and stand firm. That's what we thought we were gonna do, and then we passed out. I will no longer be defeated. I will no longer be defeated. While repeating this self-affirming mantra to myself, I thrust open the door with gusto. I take a deep breath and walk with my eyes closed. Today, I will succeed no matter... Something blocks my path. I will no longer be defeated. Who's there? Will I? Gets defeated. I slowly peep my eyes open to reveal what I ran into. In front of me is the hollow of a tree with Trina's lower half sticking out of it. I must be strong. Is someone there? It's me. Oh, it's you. Can you help me out? How did you end up like this? This little one said it was itchy, and so I was trying to scratch it. But once I bent down, I couldn't get out. Just a moment. Finally free. If you hadn't come by, I could have been in real trouble. Glad I could help. So, what brings you here today? You took off so suddenly last time, I was a bit stunned. It's off to a rocky start, but I managed to hold steady just barely. If I let my guard down like the last time, I might get swept away again. I have to remain focused and stay the course. The thing I wanted to say before is that I would like to correct some of your behavior. My behavior? Yes, I was hoping to help you try cutting back on how often you take off your clothes. May I ask why? It could make some people feel uncomfortable. I see. So what should I do? How about, just for today, you try working without taking your clothes off? This is all a bit sudden, but I suppose I'll go play along. After all, it'd be rather rude of me to turn down a direct request from you. Good, then let's start straight away. Right away. No clothes coming off. Even though that's your burst, I understand that doesn't happen. I feel a bit self-conscious with you standing behind me watching. Just go about your day like as you normally would. All right, understood. Well then. Trina, what did I say about the clothing? Oh, sorry. It's just that you told me to do what I normally do, so it's fine. Let's start over. Okay. Trina starts to twist and contort as if something is bothering her. I can't take it anymore. For goodness sake, Trina! It's only been 5 minutes! You're a harsh taskmaker. Is it really that hard for you? Absolutely. It's the first time I've had to work under supervision, and it's a bit stifling. You do look rather uncomfortable. Just then, the branch that Trina is tending to breaks and falls to the ground. Are you okay? I'm fine. I must have accidentally bumped into the branch. Trina's eyes fill with tears. I didn't realize you were in pain. I didn't mean for this to happen. I'm sorry. Something about this doesn't feel right. Am I being selfish for trying to change Trina's ways and long-standing habits? I'm sorry. Imposing my will on her like this will only have a negative effect on her. In that case, my only recourse is to... Trina doesn't need a lesson. She needs empathy and understanding. If you look at the world through her eyes, you might see some new things. Trina? Yes? You don't have to force yourself to do anything you don't want to do. So she takes off her clothes. Let's start over from the beginning. Again, from the top. Girl. Why are you taking off your clothes all of a sudden? Oh, why are you taking off our clothes? What? Okay. Why are you taking your clothes off all of a sudden? I want to understand what you feel when you do the same. Oh my, as I stand amongst the natural surroundings with a shred without a shred of my clothing on me, I don't feel that much different. Why am I being poked at? Wow, your body is sturdier than any tree I've ever known. May I touch a little more? Startled by Trina's sudden contact, I instinctively step back. Oh, sorry about that. You're not feeling shy, are you? He says no. I would not be in this situation. At a time like this, I think honesty is the best policy. Yes? If you're in that mindset, it will be hard for you to feel anything. For it all to work, both your mind and body needs to be aligned with the natural surroundings. My mind as well? Don't be shy. And just become one with nature. All you have to do is bear yourself. I just bared myself. Yeah, aren't I already doing that? From what I can see, there is something you still haven't been able to shed yet. Now slow down and think carefully. You don't have to come to a realization today. It's okay if you need to take your time. Something that I haven't shed yet? This is tough. As I ponder the question, I take a step forward. Ew, squish. Underneath my foot, I can feel the texture of the soil. This is... Do you feel it? The moment I force myself to get out of my own head, the sensation for my feet is distinctly different. I think I finally understand the meaning behind what you're saying. Very good. I was physically naked, sure, but my self-conscious was preventing me from truly experiencing the nature around me. What do you mean plop? Only just now was I able to set aside all my grievings and completely give in to the moment. My senses feel heightened. And more feelings flood into me than ever before. I take another step just like before. Squish. The warm earth and gently embraces my feet. The trees exhale, forming a gentle breeze, which brushes against my body. I can even hear the forest talking. This is wonderful. You're finally feeling it too. I am. So this is how you experience the world. Oh, I got a hug. Okay. You're the first person who's been able to see how I feel. This feels like a dream. I do understand how it feels. I truly feel everything I have to become one with nature. That's an accurate expression. Once you go back, it might be hard to feel this again. So please don't forget about today. I won't ever forget this. Trina and I lay down on the soil. It's such a special feeling to share this experience. I really am looking forward to my time with you. As am I. The soft earth embraces my body, giving me a sense of calm. It's so relaxing. You look sleepy, are you okay? I'm a little sleepy, but it's okay. Then, would it be alright if I held you for a bit? Trina, who has already become one with nature, comes closer to me. Oh no. I certainly won't turn down such an offer. in the end, I am powerless. Powerless to resist the primal desire that comes with being human. Instincts that cannot be denied. And the warmth Trina gives. But allowing oneself to feel like this sometimes surely can't all be that bad. Okay. Is anyone there? Oh no. Trina? Commander? Polly asked me to check when the report would be ready, so I stopped by to visit. Is anyone there? Trina? I'm sleeping. And the commander? Come on, you two, get up. Didn't I tell you that sleeping on the ground would make you catch a cold? I figured something like this would happen, so I came prepared. I brought something that's as soft as Polly's hair. A special blanket. Aw. Miranda gently puts the blanket over the commander and Miranda. Over the commander and Miranda. Okay. Now when you wake up, I'll arrest you both. Okay. That was... Oh man, my face is red. I think that's a typo too, but that's why I had to go double check. I'm assuming that she put the blanket over the two of them sleeping with each other, next to each other. I think we did boink the nature lady. I think we did. Oh boy. Cause that was very exposed. Alright. My face can't handle too much more talking. I am gonna go ahead and cut it for today, and then tomorrow I'm gonna try and do as much Doom as I can. Reasonably do. Might be good, might be bad, who knows? I might only get a little bit into the game and then have to like figure out more stuff. I appreciate you guys. Let me do this. And so I posted my Linktree and my Discord because there is some new people today. I am gonna stream tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern for Doom. My cheeks hurt from all the smiling and talking and chatting. I appreciate you guys so much, and I hope to see you guys tomorrow. I'm not gonna go raid somebody today. I'll save that for hopefully tomorrow. I appreciate you guys, and I hope you have a good rest of your night. Bye!